Hey guys, Vic from Airbowl here, your trusted Canadian CPAP supplier. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use your DreamStation 2 device as well as how to maintain it. If you're watching this video, you probably purchased this machine from us. Whether you gave us a prescription to use this device with or whether we sent it to you in default settings, this video is for you so you understand how to use your equipment appropriately. So I have the equipment unboxed in my desk already. If you wanted to see the unboxing video, you can check out our channel. We have that up. But once you take all of your equipment out of its travel case that it comes in, it will be like this. You'll have the machine as a full unit with the humidifier already attached to it. You're going to get a power cord for the device that just connects underneath the machine. And then you also get a standard 15 millimeter tubing with your machine as well. For the purposes of this video, I have the Philips Respironics Nasal Pillow Mask. However, you can use any mask with this machine as it's universally adapted. So whether you have a ResMed mask, a Fisher & Paykel mask, or another branded mask, if you have the standard 22 millimeter end, which most CPAP masks have, you'll be able to use it with this device. Okay. Now with the machine, it does come pre-packed with regular tubing. If you are someone that normally uses heated tubing, there is a heated tubing for the DreamStation 2 available separately, and I got that one right over here. Okay. So when you have the machine, if you sent the prescription to us, we would have already programmed it to its prescription settings and it'll be preset and ready to use. If you didn't send us a prescription or you had a prescription that didn't have suggested settings in it, we would have shipped it out on its default auto-adjusting settings in the APAP mode. And the APAP mode is an algorithm where the machine will start at the low end pressure and it'll titrate the pressure up based on your breathing needs. So the machine will essentially figure out your prescription breath by breath. Okay, so to use the device itself, it's fairly easy. You're going to connect your power cord right below the machine, and there's like a little indent line there allowing you to press your power cord right in there so that you can nicely and flatly place it on your table. Okay, then the water chamber of the machine is on the bottom half of the device. It's a capsule shaped machine. You're going to see like a little line dividing it up over there. To access the water chamber, you're going to press the button below and you're going to see the lid of the water chamber tilt, and you can simply then slide the water chamber from the unit itself. So it just comes right out. There is a measurement line indicating how much water to fill the canister to, and ideally, just like any other CPAP machine, you want to use distilled water for this to avoid mineral buildup. To access the actual chamber, there's a lid that just pops off, and then you're able to pour the water up top to the maximum indicated line. Once that's on there, you're just going to shut down the water chamber lid. Those hinges completely come off, so you're just going to line it up again. The lid closes and the water canister simply slides in. This part of the machine goes into the little opening right underneath the water chamber and it securely slides in like that. Okay, so now you have filled up your water tank and it's attached to the machine. You also have your power cord connected to the device as well. The next part is to connect your tubing to the tubing port over here. So if you're using a regular non-heated tubing, both the ends of your hose are going to be exactly the same. So this is a 15 millimeter diameter tubing that refers to the diameter of the actual tube. The coupling ends are always 22 millimeters, which is a universal measurement. So you're going to connect one end over the tubing port, and then the other end would connect to the mask adapter of your mask itself. Okay, now with the regular tubing, both of these ends are the same, so you could have connected this end to the machine and vice versa. If you're using a heated hose, you're going to notice that one end of the heated hose has a pronged end, and that's the end that actually goes into the device and clicks into a slot that's available for that to anchor into. Then the other end would connect to your mask. Okay, so once you have your equipment connected like this, you have your water filled up in here, you're essentially just going to wear your mask, and then there's just a start and stop button in the bottom of the machine, so you'll see it down here. It's a touch screen, so you're not seeing anything displayed, but essentially you press the button below, the machine would start the air pressure. You press it again, the device would stop its air pressure, which is how you end up using it. Now, you can also request the vendor, such as ourselves, to remotely activate the smart start feature of the machine. And what this does is when you wear the mask, the machine will turn on its own. And when you remove the mask, the machine shuts off on its own. That way you don't have to press the button. With the Smart Start feature though, just give it some time because it can take up to 30 seconds for the machine to respond to your breathing or sense that you've removed your mask. For immediate response, you always want to rely on the button instead. Okay? In terms of maintenance, with every one of our machines at Airvol, we will provide you with an equipment care guide that's both in English and French on the other side as well. The care guide sheet will go over cleaning procedures for your equipment, how often that you would clean your device, as well as the replacement schedule for your items itself. And I'll go over that in this video as well. In general, for your cleaning and your maintenance of your PAP device, once a week, you want to designate some time to clean the entirety of your mask, your tubing, as well as the water canister of your humidifier. So it's recommended to take all three items, put it into a bucket or a sink, and clean it with warm soapy water. You can use dish soap or hand soap to clean the equipment. So it's recommended to soak it for about 15 to 30 minutes, rinse it all out with water, and let it air dry. So you want to do this once a week to make sure your sleep hygiene is at a good level using your CPAP therapy. So aside from the weekly maintenance of cleaning your mask, tubing, and water chamber, with the DreamStation 2, there's also a filter that can be washed as well. When you remove the water canister of your machine, you're going to see a little filter stick out of here. And you can actually pull on this tab. And this is your washable coarse filter of the DreamStation 2. When you actually get the device, you also get a hypoallergenic filter in the power cord packet that you can use along with this. The hypoallergenic filter just simply snaps onto this and would go onto the same port in here. And you can use both of them together. The hypoallergenic filter has a blue cover, and we'll show you an image on this video so you know what it looks like. Whereas this one has a gray cover. So you know the gray cover one is one that you can wash, whereas the other one you would just dispose when it gets too dirty. You can clean this just with regular soap and water and let it air dry. And then once it's dry, just make sure you remember to put it back into your device, as this is what filters all the air that the machine draws in. So along with the weekly cleaning for your disposable accessories, over time you also need to replace these parts itself. Most masks, tubing, they're made out of silicone material that after a certain period of time, washing isn't sufficient enough to keep your equipment clean. They're also going to wear out, and the ability to form a good seal is going to be affected over time too. In general, you want to replace your mask, your tubing, your water chamber every 6 months for best results. Items like the filters can be replaced every 3 months. If you have pets or allergies, you can look to replacing the hypoallergenic filter of this device monthly. So that essentially would be the maintenance schedule of the device. Once a week, clean the disposable items, and every 6 months, replace those disposable items for best therapy benefit. Your DreamStation 2 machine also has wireless support features, meaning that you can contact us on demand and we can access the data of your device wirelessly. These machines have a cellular modem, so it doesn't even use your own Wi-Fi. The manufacturer has a prepaid data plan. As long as you're using the device in Canada, where you purchased the machine from, we will be able to access your data on demand. Your data reports will include very important information such as your usage hours, your leak rate for the mask, telling you how good it's sealing for you, as well as your events per hour, or your AHI, the apnea-hypopnea index. That is the indicator of how well your therapy is going for you. It's recommended when you first get your machine to maybe follow up with us after a week of using your device so we can make sure your therapy is getting off to a good foot. If there's any initial adjustments that need to be done, we can then communicate with your physician for adjustments, and we can potentially also look into adjusting your mask if the initial mask you got with the machine wasn't working out for you. All of our masks have a one-time exchange allowed within 30 days of the purchase, making it so that you're not feeling like you're stuck with the mask that you chose. If there's some feedback that you have, we can recommend another mask for you based on that feedback. Okay, now with the data access settings, we can also adjust your settings wirelessly as well. Where this comes in handy is if your report showed any negative data points that needed to be assessed, we can adjust your settings to affect those data points. So in a year from now, let's say you see your physician, they look at your report, your respiratory status has changed and your settings need to be adjusted. that prescription or setting change can just be faxed over to us, and we can wirelessly actually adjust your machine. This saves you a lot of time and trips to bring your machine physically in to make these simple adjustments. So all those wireless support services are available. If you're having any issues or concerns with your therapy, feel free to give us a call, and one of our informed staff members can check your reports and help provide suggestions, and also communicate with your physician when necessary. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to take you to the screen of the device itself. We'll show you what the interface looks like and what you're going to view on your screen when you're essentially using this machine. All right, guys, so we're looking at the home page of the device. When you plug it in, if you didn't submit a prescription to us and we shipped it out at default settings, this is the screen that you will see when you first plug it in. It's going to take you to a language page where you can select amongst the list here which language you prefer to the machine to be in. Now, if we already got your prescription, we would have already selected the language setting based on your prescription, and we would have also selected the time. We normally put it to 12 hours, but you can select a 24-hour clock if you prefer. So then you would select that, and then you would set your time accordingly. The first input is for the hours that you can adjust with the plus and minus arrows. And then once you got that, you hit next to adjust the minutes. And then once you found that, you hit next to then select between AM and PM. Of course, if it was a 24-hour clock, you won't see this option appear, but since we selected 12 hours, it does appear. Once you've inputted the language and time settings, you will now be in your official home page of the device. On the home page of this machine, you're going to see last session, as well as some usage data displaying below. All right, so under last session, you're going to see your usage hours, the days that you've used it for more than 4 hours, as well as your mask fit. And if we enabled your events per hour, that would also be displayed on the screen of the machine. Now, if you don't see your events per hour displayed on the screen, you can always contact us and we can remotely check your data to take a look at your events per hour. And we can always activate that setting remotely as well so you can see it. Now, in terms of using the machine itself, you're going to simply connect your tubing to the tubing port of the machine. You're going to connect the other end of your hose to your mask that you are using. And then you're simply going to wear your mask. And to start this device, you're just going to press the circular button below the screen. When you press it, the machine will start. If you have a ramp on, you will see the ramp pressure displaying first. And then after the ramp duration has passed, it will then increase up to your prescribed pressure. Below the pressure number, you will see a humidity level as well that you can adjust to increase or decrease your humidity setting. So the humidity setting can only be adjusted once you actually start your air pressure. Otherwise, you would not see it on the setting page. The default setting is 3. These machines can go up to a higher level of 5 and as low as 0, which would be a humidifier turned off. To stop the machine, you can press the same button you press to start it. The machine will stop, and it'll give some summary statistics, again showing you that home page of how your immediate previous usage just went. Alternatively, if we activated the Smart Start setting on your machine, you don't have to press the button. You can wear the mask or remove it to make it turn on and off automatically. All right, so that's basically how to use your device. Of course, there is also an app for the DreamStation 2. It's called Dream Mapper. You can find this on your Apple or Android store. We highly recommend using the app. It connects via Bluetooth to your device, and you're able to track data points like your AHI, your usage, your leak. The app will also give you suggestions based on your data as well. All right, guys, so to conclude the video, I'll just go over everything very quickly again. So when you get the DreamStation 2 machine, it comes in a travel case like this. You get a standard tubing with it. If you do want a heated tubing, you can get that separately. The mask is sold separately for the device, but you can use any branded mask to use with it. If you were looking for a Philips branded mask, we recommend the DreamWear series of masks to use with this machine. There is also an app that you can use with the device called Dream Mapper. You have wireless support features where we can connect to your device remotely to communicate settings, extract data, and even send that data to your physician for communication purposes as well. And then once a week, you want to clean your mask, your tubing, and your water chamber with soap and water. You want to replace your filters when they get dirty. The DreamStation 2 has 2 filters, a cleanable one and a hypoallergenic disposable filter. And that covers everything for our video. We hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like and subscribe button and stay tuned for more.